मुस्कुराने के कर्ज उतारने होंगे। मुस्कुराओ कभी तो लगता है जैसे होठों पे कर्ज रखा है। तुझसे नाराज नहीं जिंदगी, हैरान हूँ मैं, ओ हैरान हूँ मैं। ओरे पिया मैं तो तेरे ਲਈ सोरा तो जगो, जिते जावे तू ओते जावे दिल, दस की मैं करूं। जो तू रुस जानिए दिल ये टूट जानिए, तेरे संग संग राह सारी कट जानिए। मन ए ना मेरा कहना मेरी अखियों से हो न कदी दूर ना। तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा डोलना, तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा डोलना। सब चर जाए तू ना मैनू छोड़ना, तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा डोलना। Tauseef Baksh, from the first time I saw you, girl, I knew you'd be the one for me. Now look how we've come so far. Next to you is where I want to be. Girl, you know that my love is true. I'll do anything for you. Now all I need you to do is say that you love me too. Baby, you know this is true. I'll do anything for you. Now all I need you to do is say that you love me too. I think about you all the time, yeah, every night and every day. I want you always to be mine, yeah. My love for you is here to stay. Girl, you know that my love is true. I'll do anything for you. Now all I need you to do is say that you love me too. Baby, you know this is true. I'll do anything for you. Now all I need you to do is say that you love me too.
you do well, everybody's after you. And sometimes the motives are legitimate, and sometimes it's very it's envy and jealousy. Robert Kraft. Welcome to Get Real with Shamisa. I'm your hostess, Shamisa Ali, and it is a pleasure to be here with you this evening. To everyone joining us on Facebook Live, good evening to you. If you're joining us on YouTube and Island Zone Radio, a special welcome to you. And on NTN channel 69 in Georgetown, Guyana, welcome. It is a pleasure to be here this evening with you, and we have an eventful evening planned for you. But first, I do want to take this opportunity to let all of you know what to expect tonight. Tonight, we will speak to a man who went from rags to unstoppable. We will hear the amazing voice of a young man whose talent and voice is unforgettable. But first, I do want to take a moment and uh, hear these messages from our sponsors.
NNS Algo License Custom Brokerage Services Inc. is a Guyanese owned and registered company located at Lot 49 Public Road, Kitty, Georgetown, with branch office at Lot 10A Media Ida on the west coast of Demerara. We offer an all-inclusive service including delivery for all your commercial imports of air and sea cargo, containerized or LCL, vehicle and equipment, and much more. Make that call today, 225-5495, or visit our pages at www.nsalgobrokerage.com or find us on Facebook at NS Algo Brokerage.
Gavin sing at Rancho. Yeah, my liquor is my lover. I was born a drinker. Yeah, my liquor is my lover. I was born a drinker.
Enos Driving School offers training for CDL licenses, including tractor trailers, trucks, and school buses. Just think, with a CDL license, you can have access to thousands of driving jobs at large companies such as FedEx, UPS, MTA, or New York Sanitation. Enos Driving School also offers defensive driving courses and training classes for cars and motorcycles, all taught by their college-trained instructors who can even schedule your road test appointments. Inquire about other driving and training packages as well. You might even be qualified for their free CDL training, as they are a certified institution with the New York State Workforce One program. Call Enos Driving School today. They've been serving our community for over 10 years.
Imagination Foundation. Since it has been founded in 2014, Imagination Foundation has been dedicated to providing recreational, educational, and health benefits to the less fortunate in Guyana. From awareness concerts to free concerts where thousands have attended, to annual back-to-school events where hundreds of backpacks and school supplies are distributed so that children can start their year fresh and equipped to learn. Annual Christmas events with toys and games, providing hot meals to orphanages in the Dharamsala. Our team work hard and tirelessly. We are proud to consistently distribute hundreds of hampers throughout the pandemic, thanks to kind donors and sponsors and our founder. Look us up on Facebook if you would like to be part of this amazing movement. Imagination Foundation.
We will reveal our mystery guest. But first, did you guess who he is? He or she is part of the technical support team of Get Real with Shamisa. If you guess right, you will win two tickets to Firefest Royal Celebration Saturday, November 27th with the King of the World, GI, and also the Prince, JP. This will be in a very entertainment. It will be a lot of entertainment. So please try to win those tickets. I will be looking at the comments to see who got it right. Um, but first, before we reveal who the mystery guest is and who won those tickets, please welcome my co-host for tonight, George Baksh. As a matter of fact, we'll go to our mystery co-host for tonight. Did you guess who he is? Well, if you didn't, here's your opportunity. Please welcome Muhammad Asif Ali. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
How
Good
are
night,
you?
everyone. Thanks for having me as your mystery guest here tonight. It's a pleasure to come in front of the camera
Well, it
from
must be
behind the
different
scenes.
from what you're normally doing to finally be here and really getting experience what it's like.
It is different being in front of the camera than behind the camera. You
And
know,
well,
if everyone knows me, I'm pretty much technical in everything I do. So to be in front of the camera is a stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit.
well, you're about to. It's just getting started, so you're about to get a little bit more. Next, please welcome my co-host George Baksh.
Hello. I
Hey George,
changed.
how are you?
I'm good. I changed location again, so don't bang on me today.
Wow.
Good night to everyone. You guys look great over there. I could tell the guy. I guess he was out. So when he came in, he did like an entry. The door open, and then he
Yeah,
walked in and sit down. That's
he
pretty good.
definitely did.
Yeah.
We're running a little bit, so I do want to take this opportunity to introduce our first guest for tonight. His childhood days was spent selling at the Leonora Market, bare feet and hungry. He believes that was a test of his faith and strength. His persistence and belief in education is key to who he is today. Today, he is one of the most qualified people in Guyana. How did he do it? Let's find out from him. It gives me great pleasure to introduce my special guest tonight, Minister Deodat Indar. Welcome to Get Real with Shamisa, Minister. How are
Thank you very much, Shamiza, and to your co-hosts, George and uh, everyone. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, it's
Thank you.
truly a
Thank you.
pleasure to have you here this evening.
So, what's the weather like? What's the weather like?
The weather, it's okay, but I think we want to leave because it's getting cold. But it's okay. It's okay today.
Okay.
Where are you at?
Perfect.
How is the weather over there?
Well, we have two weather in Guyana: sunshine and rain. Right now,
Okay.
it's raining.
Okay. Nice.
Perfect. So, George, you might have a little bit of a different weather because New Jersey seems to have a mind of its own. Here in New York, it was kind of chilly. I mean, I did need like a light jacket earlier. I went out, but not too crazy. It, it's a little bit out there. What do you think?
For me, it was good. I didn't have a jacket on all day,
Oh,
so yeah.
good for
But
you.
I did have two T-shirts on, so.
So, Minister there, that we have a few things in common. One of those things I noticed is that as a young girl, I loved going to Lenora Market. And I look forward actually on Saturdays to head out to the market, get to see all the vendors and we buy our own fresh fruits, vegetables, meat, and all that. And I know you have some special memories at that market as well. Um, my question to you is what lessons did you learn about selling at the market at such a young age, given your circumstances back then?
Well, before I go to that, is I used to follow my brother a lot. Well, I'm from a big family of 10.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm the second to last in that lineup. So I had my brother that is, just 2 years older than I was. He used to be the one going and sell stuff, all different kind of stuff, whistle and toys and different things, when you're a kid. And he would take me along every now and then. So I didn't do it a lot at Lenora. I did some selling in candies in Stabroek Market area and so on. But at Lenora, as soon as you go into Lenora, there's a bridge there,
Yes.
and there's a tree right on the right hand. So as soon as you walk into the entrance, on the right hand side, there's a large tree right
Yeah.
under there. I would be, but not for a prolonged period. I used to do other things to get by. But you asked what I learned.
Yeah.
I guess it's a collection of things over a long period of time. Um, when you're battle tested, you become a little more refined. I'm still in the process of being refined, because they say about gold, when you get it raw, you have to pass it through the heat and the smelting before it becomes something of value, so that you can admire it on your neck or your the finger. So you have to go through
Definitely.
that heat, that yeah, you have to go through the what we call a cleansing process. So I'm
I'm
still
happy that
in that.
you mentioned that because while I was in Guyana recently, my dad is a goldsmith. So
Mhm.
while visiting dad, I had the opportunity to have access to his workshop where he melts the gold and he makes the bracelets and all these jewelry. And I was explaining here to my husband how it works. Because as a child growing up, I remember looking at my dad, I'm thinking, what he has to be blessed with good eyesight because these little things like he did filigree work and he used to have his eyes down. George Bakshire, my co-host as well, he does the same thing. So it's definitely a work of art, and it goes from like nothing that you look at it first and then it comes out into these beautiful pieces, kind of like life, right? Sometimes it just starts off rough and you see nothing, and then suddenly it's this beautiful piece that you're looking at like, wow.
Yeah, thank you.
George, go ahead.
Yeah, it's always a process in life to get to see the light. So can you explain a little bit what's your job that you do now to the
Okay.
people? Everyone probably know you're working for with the government, but they probably want no. I don't think a lot of people know. So I mean,
Okay. Well, let me just give you maybe a 30,000 feet view of what I do. Um, so the Ministry of Public Works in Guyana is like equivalent to your ministry, your secretary, your infrastructure department. So, but not in that scale. A little, we are a small country. So, but the Ministry of Public Works in Guyana is run by two ministers, myself and Bishop Juan Echel as well. So, under that ministry, there's a number of infrastructure projects. So, everything to deal with roads, everything to deal with bridges, everything to deal with sea defenses, everything to deal with aviation, everything to deal with transport, everything to do with the harbor bridge, the entire aviation sector, the internal aviation sector, which is deal with the local operators as well as the international operators. So that's on the infrastructure side. There are other things there, um, but then I also have management responsibility for the energy sector in the office of the Prime Minister. So the Prime Minister is gazetted as the minister that deals with the energy sector. And in that office, I am also assisting the Prime Minister with the management of that sector, which deals with the power and light company. It also deals with uh, the distribution and all the generators that we have, and the Guyana Energy Agency as well as part of that. In addition to that, we have about seven different companies that are spread out in the hinterland of Guyana. As you know, Guyana, there's a coastal side, but then the hinterland area, there are seven other. utility companies, power companies, and Latam, Madia, and those are in the interior. We have Linden as well. We have in Mabaruma and some other areas. So the energy side of things also is part of um, my daily work. And then you have obviously you have the political side of it. So, but on any given day, there's a lot. The Demerara Harbor Bridge also falls under the Ministry of Public Works as well as um, the Demerara Harbor Bridge have the asphalt plant production in that. So we have our own asphalt plant as well. So and then we have the Guyana National Shipping Corporation that also falls on the public works. So it's quite a handful.
Yeah, quite a handful as I'm listening here. I will go to Mr. Ali for the next question.
Minister, um, Guyana has always had a wealth of resources. It's always been a rich country. The growth potential has always been there. In your opinion, why do you think it took for such a long time for the country to realize its potential and start to um, pretty much work on these infrastructures and create businesses opportunities so abundantly?
Okay, so that's a simple question, but I have a very long answer. So let's just take maybe two of the natural resource that we had always been known for. Let's take maybe bauxite and let's take the forestry sector. Then we'll go to the oil sector, which is a newfound resource, right? So normally with the forestry sector, your recovery is around 40% because all of the sap of the wood we export logs and then we buy back the furniture because if you export the sawn lumber you get far more the value for it, but sawing that log and making it into squares requires a lot of energy. So that's where you have an issue where energy cost in Guyana is one of the highest in the Caribbean. We produce a kilowatt hour of power in Guyana that is about 30 US cents. That is extremely high. So when you sit as a business person, you do your analysis, how you're gonna convert the waste from the sawn lumber, which is they call it the sap. It don't make sense economically because of the energy costs. So one of the things that have plagued our country in the past for what you call value-added processing is the cost of energy. The cost of energy has always been that drag on industry, drag on manufacturing, drag on everything else. We right now are in the process of remedying that issue. We have two major projects that will change the entire landscape of the energy sector. Once we fix energy and energy costs and the reliability around that, you will find that Guyana is going to take off like a rocket. I'll explain how. So only recently we have cabinet has given a no objection for a hydro project. That hydro project is 165 megawatts of power that will come and it will go into the grid that we currently have. And it will, GPL, which is the power company here, will buy that power at 7.7 cents. So you're talking from 30 cents to 7.7 cents. Then we also have another project where, as you know, we found a lot of oil in Guyana. So we are monetizing the gas, the associated gas with that production system. We have two FPSOs right now offshore. One is producing, the other one will produce in a matter of 2 months. But the gas that are coming up, we can monetize that. So we are building a 300 megawatts power plant using natural gas to power it. And that will be around 5.5 cents to produce a kilowatt hour. So you're talking from 30 cents and you're going down to 5.5 cents, 7.7 cents. Those two massive initiatives will deliver about 465 megawatts of power that will take care of the country needs until 2025 around here. Based on the projection, around that time, you will have demand for about 450, 460 megawatts of power. So if once we fix that and the projects are in the pipeline, um, they're actually in the pipeline to deliver that within the next 3 4 years. You will find that energy costs will go down, and it will change the entire landscape of businesses in terms of downstream processing. You know, all of the wood that we were talking about just now, all those sap that you cut and you see all around sawmills across the country and so on, that can be, you can put that and make pellets with it and then treat it as biomass to generate electricity and so on. You can do a whole host of things with that. And I'm just talking about the forestry sector here, right? So that is the problem that you would find with other industries as you go about it, natural resource led industries. The cost of power and then transportation costs as well um, usually be a problem, especially from the distance to market. So if you're producing water far in the hinterland and you got to bring it through the roads, it destroys the trucks because the roads are not proper. It carries up your cost. So that used to be a disincentive. Right now, our government is actually building out the hinterland roads in a different way. We are at the point where we're going to build the road from Region 10 in Linden, as you know, 121 kilometers inland till on the Mubura stretch. We are making an asphaltic concrete highway there so that it makes transportation easier for people who are working their concession in that area. So
Yeah. So you're pretty much saying the high cost of energy and pretty much access to transportation and the roads kind of slowed the growth over the
yeah,
last few
but that's
decades
just
until recently.
yeah. So that's just in the forestry sector. So
Okay.
we have never addressed it in the way that we are doing it now. If you talk about the agriculture sector, you know, like pineapples. Our pineapples are very sweet. You know we have very good fruits here, organic. We have good pepper, cassava, you name it, sweet potatoes, everything we have. But then we can't process it in and can it so that it like, have an extended life. You could put it on the shelf as other countries do. And the reason for that is that you need a canning facility. Canning facilities and so on normally deals with pasteurization. Pasteurization process is a heat exchange process. I worked as a CFO for a manufacturing company for 16 years. So I have some experience in heat exchanges and the cost of energy associated with manufacturers. So anything to deal with cold storage, anything to deal with manufacturing, using pumps, using any motors that are have a lot of demand on electricity, heat exchange process, the energy costs to manufacture is a burden. So with these initiatives, it will assist that entire process and carry down the cost of manufacturing. And once you do that, you become more competitive. You can sell the same can of pineapples. You can actually do it in Guyana because we don't have that canning facility. It's something that we want is an agro processing facility where you can do other fresh produce as well. So, and that is the reason why when you looked at the numbers and you did the analysis, which I have done myself, um, you would find that it wasn't something that persons wanted to get into because the margins are very low and the payback period are long for the investment. And the main evil in that analysis is energy costs again. So,
Okay.
and as I said, you can take that in every other sector of the economy, and you'll see that there's a constant moving across, which is the impediment, really is energy costs for doing downstream manufacturing and downstream processing, value added processing.
Minister, you were not kidding when you said that it was an easy question, but you will have a long answer. And so as listening to you makes me feel like we can probably answer that question even further if the time permits. And is that correct? Is there more to it that you could probably go on with?
Yes. So if you most investors, when you go into capital intensive projects, And manufacturing and value added production requires investment in some kind of plant and machinery. So once you do that, normally as financial people, you would do what we call a net present value calculation,
Yes.
which is your inflows, which is the money you get, minus your outflows, and you're left with your net present value. And what has happened in the past is that you found that on that analysis, the cost is very prohibitive. In addition to the energy costs, in Guyana also we had and we still have issues with high cost of financing by commercial banks and the level of collateral that is needed to for small and medium-sized business to get into, to expand their business. And that is one of the things, that compounds the issue of the energy problem. There's the cost of financing to do projects and the requirement to get it. Of recent years, you would have known that you have anti-money laundering and counter of financing of terrorism legislation sweeping across the globe, and Guyana also um, are signatories to those. So that requires certain level of background checks when you go for a loan. It varies by banks. Different banks require different kind of collateral. They want to see projections that are fitting to their um, revenue to cost ratio.
Right.
Um, and if you don't meet those criteria, it's difficult for you to get financing. I mean, it's not everybody can go to a rich family member or somebody to borrow money to put family equity into businesses. Historically, that has been our country where, is family run businesses. But if you're going to commercialize a country and then you start industrializing it and building it in phases, I believe that those two, energy and the costs of financing, need to be addressed hand in hand. So,
Definitely. I got excited there as you spoke of banking because I've been in banking for the last 17 years. So I speak the language of banking. I know most of the regulations and all of these things. So I got excited there for a moment. But let's switch it up a little bit. Let's go to the Harbor Bridge. I know that there is a new Harbor Bridge that's being constructed. It's aimed to solve several issues, including traffic congestion. Could you give us some information about the construction of the new harbor bridge?
well, the current one that we have is a
Yeah.
very old bridge. It's actually breaking structurally. They have issues on the retractor spans. If you're a Guyanese, you would have traveled that bridge. It opens and allow the traffic to go through. So the ones that open, it's what you call span 9 and span 10. Those
Yes.
are the ones that open for the traffic to go through. So they have structural degradation of the beams underneath. It's actually start to have a little curve on if you go and inspect that bridge. And that's because of the heavy trucks and the speed and so that they go on the bridge and the age of the bridge.
Right.
So our government has promised in the manifesto that we will build another bridge. And this one that we're building is a fixed span bridge, meaning it doesn't open, it's fixed span. It's 48 meters in from the highest watermark to the base of the bridge. So it will allow for large vessels such as Handymax vessels, right? That takes thousands of containers in one line, one ship journey. So the bridge will go at Nandi Park, in Georgetown area, and it will come over at Lagrange on the west side. About 2.65 kilometers. It's going to be a fixed bridge, um, box guarded, with cable staying as well too. So we have given no objection for a company called China State Construction Company. The company is a very large Chinese company. They provided the best bid, so we are going to start negotiating with our company to build the bridge. Now, the company also built the three gorges in China. I don't know if you know that, but is one of the construction marvels. That,
Okay.
yeah. So, but the company is definitely a reputable company with a good strong track record.
Mm-hmm.
And it came out of a competitive business, competitive bidding process. Because we first put out an expression, then we evaluated the companies that came in, then we shortlisted, then we went out to bid, and then we received the bids, we evaluate them, and then we recommended for award, right through the tender board, the national tender board in Guyana. So that bridge really will fix surmountable amount of problem, because if you go in the morning on the west side on the east side, traffic jam is something I've never seen anywhere else. It's
Yeah.
a different story, and we are trying to build out. And in fact, now we are actually building out the highways at the back of Eccles to Mandela, and we're fixing the Mandela stretch straight up to Sheriff Street here in Georgetown. So you'll have a connection there by Aubrey Barker Road, where you'll have a roundabout there, and it will take up on another four-lane highway to Eccles, and then
Mm-hmm.
we're building Eccles to Diamond, and then Diamond to the airport. So the bridge really will connect all of that, and will have a little more dispersion of the traffic. Because if you really calculate it, the economic loss that the country loses with people in cars for hours doing nothing, just getting to work or going, to work or
Right.
leaving work, it's really a waste of economic time for our citizens. So it will fix not just the traffic issue. It will deal with the aspect of persons, using the day to do more productive things and not being stuck in
Definitely.
traffic for 2 3 hours.
I think
Perfect.
yes.
Minister, touching on that real quick, since you brought it up, um, uh, recently I was just in Guyana. I was traveling back and forth from Eccles to Diamond, and I've noticed a new road has been constructed between Eccles and Diamond, and it runs quite a few miles. Um, can you tell me why wasn't a wider road built in place of a two-lane road, knowing the traffic congestion issues you can have, especially in the mornings?
Well, what I can say to you, at the time that that road was built, you're talking about the existing road that takes you to the airport, right?
No, the
So,
um the new road they built from Eccles to Diamond in the back
It's
of
like
the housing schemes and stuff, where they're
okay,
from
okay,
like from through Mucka and
yeah.
and all that.
So, we have to look at things sometime holistically. For example, uh, the road that is being built there right now is from internal funds, taxpayers' funds. It is not a loan from any country. It is not any boot arrangement. It is not a developer coming and build a road and put tolls on it like other countries do and other states do. They bring persons to build a road and they put on a toll for a 20-year life and they recoup their money. That came from taxpayers' funds. So, and we're building it out because I'll just give you an example. We started 2021 to get a $50 million road from the Indian Exim Bank from Ogle to Eccles, a four-lane highway, 7.7 kilometers, right? Because it's funded from the Indian government through the Indian Exim Bank, there are a lot of requirements that you had to go through. We went through the requirement, we went out to bid, and the four shortlisted bidders did not present a bid. So we have to now go back through the bidding process. It takes time. And the longer it takes to get implemented, is the more you have the problem keep festering. Similarly, the one I just told you that we're building from Linden going straight to Letten. The phase one of that is is gonna start at Linden in Region 10, straight down to Mabura in the hinterland. That has been on the cards since PPP was in government in the last term. And it's funded, a tripartite funded between the Caribbean Development Bank, the UK, and some from Guyana. But it took a long while to get through these financial institutions. So now we are actually at the process where the bidders went and checked on the project to actually submit a bid. So we got to look at it holistically, because when you're getting funds to build infrastructure out from external sources, especially funding agencies, the requirements are very onerous and it takes a lot of time to get the projects out of the procurement cycle so that you can put them live, right? So I hear what you're saying, but it's not the first and the only bypass we're building. We will continue to expand and build out the country, especially in the backlands, from Ogle Street to Eccles Diamond, to open up that entire area to do different kind of industrial, a medical zone and so on, hotels, you name it. The entire area is already mapped out and is open up. It's just the roads, and they will finish they will finish in, in short order. And
All right,
once
so
that
it's
is
a
built,
work in progress. It's just a
yeah,
start.
they're actually the road between Mandela to Eccles. The guys are working all in the nights to get it done. Right now, they're actually working as we speak right now to get it
Wow.
done before the end of the year.
Thank you for that clarification. Now, I do want to remind our viewers that Minister Deodat and the PPP has only been in government now for a little over a year. And you mentioned it takes time. I mean, I see the progress. I was just there in August, and it was just amazing to be in Guyana and see the progress that is there now. So I when it comes to time and it comes to what has been happening there, I'm really happy and excited because I see a bright future for Guyana.
Well,
With that
I,
said,
I couldn't
go ahead.
agree with you more, Shamisa. I could not have agreed with you more.
I do want to take you down to a little bit of we're gonna zone off from the real political questions, and we're gonna play a little game here on Get Real with Shamisa. It's called 6 questions in 60. The rules for the game is I will ask you 6 questions, and you have 60 seconds to answer the questions.
Okay,
And I will time you with this little timer right here as I turn it over. When I ask you the first question, I'll turn it over and it will give you 60 seconds. So,
okay, let's try.
all right, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Something that makes you laugh.
My best friend.
Okay. Which of the five senses would you say is your strongest?
I'm not a good listener, so a big nose. My nose.
Your nose? Okay.
I have a big nose.
Okay. Can you name
Smell.
a vegetable that starts with the letter D?
D.
Dunks?
Tongues, yes.
That's a tough one. I don't know. Vegetable with D.
What is something that is essential in your office?
What's something that is essential?
Yes, in your office.
A pen.
Very nice. What is your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
And who knows you best?
My best friend.
All right. You did very well. You have some time to spare. Good job.
All right.
You mentioned your best friend twice. Can we get a name?
Okay, his name is Rolando Gonzalez. I knew him since I was 13 years old. We went to St. Stanislaus College together, and we were like Siamese twins since then on. So, we went through school together. Um, we got married. He got married. I know his wife. His wife is my personal assistant to, in the Ministry of Public Works now. So I'm very close to him. This kind of guy, his better sense is his ears because he listens a lot. Maybe I talk and smell and eat more, but he listens a lot. He got that ear.
So he compliments you in some ways, right? The things that you probably lacking a little bit, he makes up for it. So you guys are perfect.
Yeah, but he's not the kind of guy that is a yes man. He will tell you,
Straight
if
up.
something is moving, off course, or if we're going in a different direction. He would say it in the nicest way, So I kind of count myself fortunate to have somebody in your life that can do that.
Perfect. George, go ahead with your question.
Yes, Minister. I applaud you for you said you have a 30 million things to do or 30 million depth, which it seems like you do have a lot to do. And you also mentioned, Guyana, as a Guyanese, Guyana is rich. We had a lot of resource that we could use, but listening to your conversation, we short of power. We short of power. Just one question to get it all clear now, not too big. We discover oil, are we going to get any kind of good, a little bit of help to help the country a little more from the rumors on the oil deal?
Okay, so I don't think I got you too clearly on the question, but I think that you're asking how can we use the oil money to benefit Guyanese? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, or because you also said we're gonna get some kind of gas from the oil.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so you know the amount of gas that you can, most countries, for example, if you use Qatar or Trinidad and Tobago or Saudi Arabia, um, UAE, countries that have oil, normally when you find a reservoir of oil, in that reservoir is the associated gas that comes with the crude. So rather than burn it out or flare it, as they say, you can monetize it, meaning that you can pipe it on shore and you can use it for creating power plants that use the natural gas, as you call it. It's cleaner, it burns half, it burns clean, and that means it emits half the greenhouse gas that heavy fuel oil will emit. So you can take that gas and you can create power, which is electricity for your people, which is the biggest problem that we have, the cost and the reliability. You can use it to create LNG and LPG, fertilizer. You can use it to do many things and monetize it. You could actually liquefy it and you can, export it. So there's a number of things you can do with that. And that brings significant amount of benefits to your country.
So the Guyana is going to get to use that, or I know Exxon is drilling it, but are we, as the Guyanese people, going to get the benefit of that gas?
Yes, and then you're also benefiting from your royalties,
Okay.
right? So, when we were in opposition, we didn't, we criticized the deal that was signed between the APNU government and Exxon, but we also believe that when you have a country and you want to send a signal of stability, you have to you have to respect the sanctity of contracts. That is why we have not gone into any renegotiation of the contract. What we said we will do in the manifesto, and we told our people when we campaigned that we will better administer the contract. That is why we are putting in local content legislation and so on to give our local business community a chance to serve the sector so people can benefit there. Um, so the funds that we have gotten so far, I think it's 534 million US so far, and it's in a bank account in New York. We have not touched that money as yet. We have been using monies from our locally generated taxes that we goes to the console fund and any kind of donor funding to carry on business of the day. So I believe that with the monetization of gas, because if you look at economies like Qatar and you look at UAE, you look at those that produce Trinidad and Tobago, the gas is what really ran their economy for so long, for decades and decades. So it can be our benefit to monetize that gas to the full extent, and you will see the benefits coming from that too. So Guyanese will benefit. They will benefit from the revenues that are coming in from the royalty, and they will benefit from the monetization of the gas
Yeah.
because we don't have anything about a refinery on the cards as yet. So you can refine it because we also are looking at our international obligation to climate change. As you know, the International Energy Agency has put out a 1.5 degrees Celsius a cap that the temperature rise should not go above that pre-industrial levels by the year 2050. So in the next 10 years, actually the next 8 years, from 2022 to 2030, 8.5 years, you'll find that the most amount of efforts have to be placed on green energy. That is why only recently we have launched our low carbon development strategy, right? That will that will pave the way for the country's trajectory, dealing with energy, reduction in emissions from transport systems, making sure that we maintain a high forest cover. Everything that we do will have a low carbon footprint, so that we're building out the country and we're industrializing it, but we're doing it in a way that is, carbon neutral.
Definitely. So what I'm hearing you say, Minister, is with time, with proper governance, and with the right controls, Guyana will get to a place that we all dream of being eventually. It will take some time to get us there, and with the right systems in place, the right decision making in place, we'll definitely get there.
And that's correct. And that is the challenge for every government. Really,
Absolutely.
really is to match expectation with timing of delivery. That is why, and you would see us every minister, and it's led by the president himself. We work at breakneck speed, just because we know that benefits over the last 5 years under the previous government, a lot of benefits that people were taking away. They had a high tax regime that were hurting people and businesses, and then the infrastructure was failing throughout the country. A
Right.
lot of agencies were collapsing. They went into financial ruins. So Guy Suku was shut down and halved in terms of curtailment. A lot of people lost their jobs. So we came in there with a real table of misery to deal with. We had to pick everyone up and hold them together, and stabilize government, and then start to push the bill. And whilst we're doing that, we have, as you know, massive infrastructural works going on. Every community in this country is seeing some kind of infrastructural work. Every single community. And
Definitely.
then and then we have a whole host of hotels, international brands that are starting to come into Ghana. At least six of them already did the start turning. We have a lot of companies from every corner of this world. Investors are coming together on a daily basis to do something onshore to help serve the oil and gas sector, whilst working with locals in most cases, whether it's development of ports, whether if it's hotel construction, whether it's chemical storage and chemical movement of chemical throughout the process, which is the mods that you use for drilling offshore. So you have a whole host of oil and gas tier one, tier two companies that operate globally are now venturing to Guyana, simply because we are 10 billion barrels and counting in terms of oil finds.
Got it. Got it. Now, I do want to take, I'm not sure if it's a question or a statement from Hari Prasad. He's one of our viewers that's watching right now on Facebook Live. He says, good evening. I would like to see the government bridge as
Yep.
bridge as Essequibo, Wakenham, and Leg One. What do you think about this?
Well, it is something to think about. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, I traverse the wake. Remember, I'm a Region 3 guy. I live in Tushen right now. I was born and raised in New Road, with the Hoop.
Right.
But the people of Wakenham and Legwan, they see me very, very often. And for the very reason, that, they are our constituents, our people. We are there making sure that, we what we promise, we deliver. But there is also joy in traveling via boat to those islands. So we have the transport and harbors that have the ferry system in that area that apply the route from Legwan, Wakenham, Supernam, Bartica, right? So we do have the ferry system that works there. Um, it is something to think about, but at the end of the day, you gotta look at the economics too, right? Because
Definitely.
you have to look at the economics. Building a bridge there will cost a sum. Um,
Definitely.
yeah,
Now,
so we're building two bridges, just to let you know, not just the one in Demerara. We're also building a bridge in to connect Guyana to Suriname, right? So
oh,
that would,
wow.
yeah, so we're building that bridge. That is an agreement between President Ali and President Santoki of Suriname. So we're building it from Monsoon Creek. You'll go to an island called Lang Island, Lange, Lang Island. That is between the two countries, and it will land at a place called South Drain in Suriname. So we are building that as well too. But that is two countries coming together to do that. So you have connectivity straight through. So I just wanted to put that into perspective.
Well, I'm sure there it's something that many of us are learning here tonight. Now, um, listening to you and you have so much to share, but it's all things that is so productive. And I've learned so much in the last 40 minutes about Guyana and what's happening there that I've learned, I don't know, for the past maybe year or so. But it's a lot of good information, and I'm very excited because I feel like Guyana's future is very promising, and many of us are looking at ways that we can get back and find ways to invest in Guyana and do different things to benefit us and the people of Guyana at the same time.
Yeah, yes, I agree with you. You know, the diaspora is a resource that we have to tap into because, you know, looking at maybe 2030, between 2025 to 2030, you'll have more production offshore Guyana with respect to oil and gas. That means you'll need more onshore support, and it has to come from somewhere. Either we train our people that we have existing here, which we have a plan. Vice President Dr. Jagdi has spoken and he's pushing. I'm part of that team to develop that plan for the training of persons in Guyana to bring them up to scratch so that they can get jobs in the sectors directly in the oil and gas sector, offshore and onshore, supporting that. So we are training people, but then you have certain amount of skills that the diaspora already have. They can return, but then also a lot of Guyanese in Canada, in the U.S., in Europe, in the Caribbean, they are actually coming back home and investing. They're buying land. They're looking for they're doing something to give them an income because I don't know how much you know, but asset prices in Georgetown is skyrocketed. They get a place in Georgetown now to buy, it's actually just as expensive, maybe more expensive than to buy a place in New York City. So that is how much things have become expensive here, especially in the city, property prices. So
Real quick, Minister, since you touched on it, you think the country itself, with the limited population, can sustain its growth, and especially with the rising costs?
well, I'm hoping, and I think not just myself, the country and the world is hoping that the rising costs, which we must make clear, is from international logistical problems with shipping lines.
And COVID, pretty much manufacturing. Yeah.
Yes, with the routes coming out of the major manufacturing hubs globally. If you check, they have boats off the coast of California can't even dock because somebody decided to raise the prices. So you have shortage of toys and a whole lot of Christmas stuff. But it's not just there; it's globally. There's just a tightening up of the supply chain, and that is really causing the price rise. So when a person in Guyana used to bring in a container from China, 300 US for a container, that same container now costs you for a trip from China to Guyana 20,000 US. So
Yeah.
so that now have to factor in the cost of the goods when you're selling it. So, to answer your question about sustainability of a small nation, um, I believe we'll get by. We have to manage and we have to make sure that we monitor the speed of development um, so that we don't overheat the economy and create asset price going up by by policies internal to us. We got to make sure that we don't do that. But things that affect us externally, we can't do much about that. Remember, that's a global phenomenon. It's everybody's feeling this squeeze.
Definitely. Thank you for that answer. Now, Minister Deodat, I've actually saved the most difficult question for now. So, are you ready for my next question?
Go ahead.
So, with the holidays quickly approaching, how old were you when you discovered that Santa Claus was not real?
yesterday.
I'm not gonna answer that one because I got a lot of kids, including
Yeah.
my two kids. They
Oops.
believe in Santa Claus. I ain't answering that one. They say, "Well, Daddy, you said this on air. You're
Shamisa, we
setting me
paid your
up."
question then.
Yes.
She's setting me up. I'm not gonna answer that one, Shanice. I'm sorry.
So,
Don't make that a difficult
so you
one.
still believe?
I told you
You
Santa
it's
Claus
still
is
believe? I
it's
get
difficult.
it.
And I still believe Santa Claus is real.
Now,
I,
um,
if I answer that question, I don't know how I'm gonna go face my kids downstairs when I'm finished.
oh no.
Let's try another difficult one.
Now, so I heard that you enjoy karaoke. Do you have a specific genre of music that you enjoy singing?
Rock and roll.
Rock and
Yeah,
roll.
if you would have seen me maybe a couple of years, maybe 5 years ago, when my hair was long till about here, I used to wear Def Leppard jerseys, cut up jeans with a big boot and armless kind of thing, and I'm with my friends, and we're rocking.
Oh,
So
With the
Kind
guitar.
of, kind of like George, how George used to dress back in the day.
I
is
actually grew
there
up.
is
I
there
actually
any
grew up
way
listening
that
to rock and roll.
yeah? Is
Yeah.
there any way we might get a glimpse of you someday soon in that outfit? Maybe for
Well,
Halloween next year?
maybe maybe when you come back to Guyana, Shamiza, and you pass by the house or something. I don't go out like that anymore. I'm sorry. I was
All
warned
right.
not to.
So
I was
Maybe a
warned not to
costume
dress
party.
down.
I will
I was
next
warned
time.
not to dress down too low.
Got it. Next time I'm in Guyana, actually I'm from Ocean View, Iflux. So next time I'm in Guyana, we're gonna have a costume party, and I'll ask you to come as a rock and roll star.
Yeah, I still have some of those in the drawer somewhere. But
Now, what's one of your favorite songs that you enjoy singing at karaoke night?
actually, one that reminds me of my mother. Yeah, my mother died when I was 17 years old.
I'm
So,
sorry to hear that.
Pardon.
yeah. So, but there's a band called U2.
Yes.
Uh, it's a rock band called U2. It's a very good band. Bono's the lead singer. So there's a song "With or Without You." So that's one of my favorites.
Yes. One of my favorites too. I enjoy those songs. So, um, before you leave us here tonight, Minister, your story has and will inspire many. How do you want to be remembered?
I wanted to be remembered as a humble person, a servant of people. I and the more I get into this job, and the more I travel the country, as if you follow me, you'll see I'm every corner of this country, meeting with people, and you're humbled by it. For example, if I come home back in the day and there wasn't any kind of special food, I might, make a comment, negative salient point. But when you go out into this country and you really understand her, you find that what you're complaining about in your household within your controlled environment, it's luxury to some other people, and it humbles you, and you become a servant leader. So although you are in a leadership position, you also have to be a servant in the process. So I want to be remembered as a humble person who serves people. I think that's the only way I can put it.
Perfect. Anything from you, Mr. Ali?
Um, no, I think I'll pass it off to George. I don't want to go back into the hard questions anymore. We're wrapping it up right now. But it was a pleasure talking to you, Minister. I have to
Well,
say.
Minister, I know you. I think you're doing a tremendous job. You explain 90%, all the questions that I asked, and keep up the good work. And look out for our people because that's all they need.
Thank you, George. I mean, when you guys host, ministers coming, I know Shamiza have some other guys will come on. Not just in Guyana too, elsewhere. What it does as you interact more with the media, and you're able to tell the stories that for the people who don't, have the voice, and you're able to fight for those who are downtrodden. So,
Yep.
thank you for that vote of confidence, and I will certainly continue. And as much as my arms and legs can provide energy, I will work for the people of this country.
Thank you.
Well said.
Well said. And it was truly a pleasure listening to you answer questions tonight. And I know we were not that easy on you.
Yeah, especially
I
with the
mean,
Santa
I had
Claus question. I think you wanted to set me up.
but I look forward to maybe having you on the show another time. I wish you the best of luck. I know that in your journey you will be amazing. So you don't need luck. You have what it takes.
I need
So
prayers though. I need prayers, those chemises. So
prayers.
I need all
Absolutely,
the prayers I can get. Thank you.
definitely. Have a great evening.
You guys too. Thanks, George.
All right, take care.
Take care.
Take
Bye.
All
care.
right. Take care.
At this moment, we will go to a few messages from our sponsors.
NNS Algo Licensed Custom Brokerage Services Inc. is a Guyanese owned and registered company located at Lot 49 Public Road, Kitty, Georgetown, with branch office at Lot 10 Acre Media Ida on the west coast of Demerara. We offer an all-inclusive service including delivery for all your commercial imports of air and sea cargo, containerized or LCL, vehicle and equipment, and much more. Make that call today, 225-5495, or visit our pages at www.nsalgobrokerage.com or find us on Facebook at NS Algo Brokerage.
Gavin sing at Rancho. Yeah, my liquor is my lover. I was born a drinker. Yeah, my liquor is my lover. I was born a drinker.
Enos Driving School offers training for CDL licenses, including tractor trailers, trucks, and school buses. Just think, with a CDL license, you can have access to thousands of driving jobs at large companies such as FedEx, UPS, MTA, or New York Sanitation. Enos Driving School also offers defensive driving courses and training classes for cars and motorcycles, all taught by their college-trained instructors who can even schedule your road test appointments. Inquire about other driving and training packages as well. You might even be qualified for their free CDL training, as they are a certified institution with the New York State Workforce One program. Call Enos Driving School today. They've been serving our community for over 10 years.
Imagination Foundation. Since it has been founded in 2014, Imagination Foundation has been dedicated to providing recreational, educational, and health benefits to the less fortunate in Guyana. From awareness concerts to free concerts where thousands have attended, to annual back-to-school events where hundreds of backpacks and school supplies are distributed so that children can start their year fresh and equipped to learn. Annual Christmas events with toys and games, providing hot meals to orphanages and the Dharmsala. Our team work hard and tirelessly. We are proud to consistently distribute hundreds of hampers throughout the pandemic, thanks to kind donors and sponsors and our founder. Look us up on Facebook if you would like to be part of this amazing movement. Imagination Foundation.
This artist never ceased to amaze me with his talent and delivery of his music videos. He's energetic, reliable, and gives me Shah Rukh Khan vibes.
What?
Please welcome Mr. Rockstar Tauseef Baksh. Welcome, Tauseef. How are you?
I'm good, Shamiza. Thank you so much. You made George said what?
Yeah.
I,
You see, there is a
I
joke.
suppose it's that fire.
You see, he knows that I like Shah Rukh Khan a lot.
Yeah, I know,
And
I know.
so when he hears that I compare someone else, gives me Shah Rukh Khan vibes, it means that he's like, what?
I know, I know, I know what you mean.
So yeah, I mean, I watch the videos closely over, maybe 20 or more times each video, and I see the way you put your hands out, and certain movements. It feels like you're a Shah Rukh Khan fan.
I major Shah Rukh Khan fan.
Oh,
And I'm definitely working. You know the Shah Rukh Khan signature move.
yes.
I'm working on it,
Yeah.
as you can see.
Well, maybe you can teach these guys something about it. Maybe next time we're all together at a show or something, you can give
Hmm.
them some lessons on how to do the Shah Rukh Khan moves.
I've tried it. I've got shoulder problems though. I can't get it right. So
Oh, nice excuse, Asif.
When she had her birthday, there was a statue in the corner with Shah Rukh Khan. You had to take a picture with the guy. He was standing
Oh,
right.
So
oh
that
my.
was my 20th birthday, right?
Yes, yes, yes. I
That
think it
was
was
my
the
20th
20th.
I
birthday.
Yeah.
thought it was the 21st. But
Oh
who's
no.
counting? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, who's counting, right? You still look
listen,
20.
that's a huge compliment though, being compared to Shah Rukh Khan. I can tell you that much.
I know, right?
You guys have me blushing now.
So how you doing? How was your trip?
It was good, George. It was, it felt good to be in a warmer state at this time of the year.
Mm.
Um, uh, Myrtle Beach is amazing. It was really nice. I liked it.
Yeah, I didn't go for a few years. I usually do a bike week. Oh man, it's crazy. I used to go. In a few years I didn't go, but man, when you imagine thousands of bike going down that street, all
Oh wow,
yeah, and they
I
have
can
a
imagine that.
yeah, yeah. I actually like stayed on the sidewalk when I first went there. I
Uh-huh.
stayed on the sidewalk just watching bikes like all night. The guy saw me in the hotel going into the elevator, like, "Yo, bro, you what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm watching bikes. What do you mean?" Yeah,
That's what you do when you're a bike fanatic. You know that, George.
yeah.
Now,
Yep.
Tauseef, you have been very busy since last time we saw you on the show. You've released two music videos. Your real estate career is so successful. You have your very own production company, Triple T Productions.
Yes.
You also just got signed under DJ Fest, he signed you under him, so he's now your manager.
Yes.
How has all these changes impacted you?
It's phenomenal. I mean, it's a lot of things happening, all at the same time. But I must thank the career that I have because I'm able to get that time because I don't have a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? I'm a real estate agent. I can manage my schedule more, so I can be able to take on these extra responsibilities that are coming in one after the other.
You have the flexibility to
Cor-
just, move
ex-
here and there and just get some things in here, there, whenever. That's
Exactly.
the beauty of doing real estate is you have some sort of flexibility. Now,
Absolutely.
your production company, you know, um, I'm just amazed at the type of production and the level of professionalism and the quality that you've been putting out there. What can you tell us about it?
Well, the to be honest with you, I have to give all credits to my daughter, Taslima.
Taslima, yes.
Yes, yes. She's the one who kind of like started it. And then we bought a camera. And then we sold that. We bought another camera. We upgraded ourselves, and then we were like, she just self-taught herself to edit these videos and stuff like that. So then when it was time to do my first video, I was like, "You're doing the editing. We got this camera, this high-end camera. let's just do it ourselves. And that's where it started, from Tutse Naraz Nahi.
Mhm.
That's where our production started, and then a lot of people saw how it came out, and then we stepped it up a little bit more when we did Tere Bin.
Mhm.
And then more people start reaching out, and then I ended up, ended up getting clients who wanted us to do their videos as well. So I like you said, I have to give all credits to my daughter. I do more of the videography, and she does the editing.
And editing. Now,
Yeah.
I also have to mention that you did our very good friend, Mr. Bollywood. You did his recent video, Ik Chanchal, and
Yes.
what an amazing video that is as well.
Absolutely. That one came out really good. One person, when we were at that show at Caribbean Island,
Yes.
one person came up to me, and he was like, I really love how you did Anthony's video. It actually came out better than your last one that you released." I was like, "Yeah,
You're
that's how we
growing,
do it.
right?
We're getting better every time."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Uh, Go ahead, George.
Well, excuse me. I know you sing. You know, you like the rock and roll scene. When you came to this, that's the first kind of music that you started listening to when you came to the states.
To be honest with you, when the honorable minister mentioned Def Leppard, I was stoked, because Def Leppard is like one of my, you know, the music that I used to listen to back in the days. I still listen to Def Leppard when I'm driving, and I want to stay awake. I listen to Def Leppard. I listen to Bon Jovi. I listen to Scorpions. I don't really know like to sing the songs, but I just love listening to them. And my all-time favorite band is Linkin Park.
Yeah,
So yeah, so in the end,
That's
Yes.
right.
yeah. So I back in the days, I used to listen to a lot of rock music myself. Not so much, It used to be a mixture of Bollywood and English rock. So
I'll see if you know I'm not gonna let you go all the way there and not touch on something for us. So if you like it, chances are you have been singing it in the shower. So please go ahead with that.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to try to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
That's right.
Yes.
nice.
Chester for life.
So,
Wow.
just
Yeah,
a question:
yes, sir.
Did you ever listen to any? I'm a freestyle guy. I listened to a lot of freestyle when I came in the 80s and the 90s. Did you ever listen to any freestyle?
No, no.
Because I like the words. The words are more appealing to me. You know, the way that I don't know if you ever did, but freestyle, the words, it's not like a big dancing music. It's more the words that gets you. It gets you into that mood if you're waiting for that girl, and it's that kind of song. But since you didn't, we're gonna leave that alone.
All right, George. We got to talk about that when we meet up next time.
Yeah, Georgia, you want to tell us exactly what you were talking about? Maybe give us a little, maybe
Well,
some.
I mean, back in the 80s when I came here, it was rock and roll, and it was freestyle. Hip hop was coming out. I just didn't, it was gangbanger, like too much cursings for me, but they were real. But I fall more on the freestyle music. I had this little girlfriend in New York. I used to drive. I used to turn the radio up. Like I said, I had one a night rider car, and man, going down to Brooklyn was the thing. But freestyle, we're going to talk about. Yeah, I mean, whoever knows freestyle, the words mean a lot. When you listen to that music, you can feel it. You're like, when I go to the clubs and I hear it, it's just I don't know. It's a whole different feeling.
I think
I,
my
I
manager
see
agrees. I
DJ
think my
Fest
manager
loves
agrees with
freestyle. He's
you as
going
well.
crazy with like Spring Love and Dream Boy, Dream Girl. Like,
Yep,
I,
yep.
I see you, Fest.
That's the thing.
So Ryan, we're gonna have to do a night where we, just go freestyle and
Old school
on his
throwback.
own radio.
Yeah.
We're gonna definitely do that because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it definitely. Uh, Asif, please go ahead with your question.
Um, Darcy, just touching back in the music videos and stuff like that. How do you game plan for a music video? How do you script your video, choose your locations? Do you consult with anyone? How do you get into making a Tauseef Baksh music video?
Oh man, it's a lot of planning. Well, most of the time we just, when the weather is nice out, nice and sunny. Sometime we would be like, okay, let's just go out and get a few shots done, if it's right around the vicinity. Um, since I started doing music video, anywhere I go, anytime I see a beautiful scenery, like a beautiful spot, all I think about is music video. So, um,
Of course.
but yeah, we just sometimes we plan it, depending on the weather. Um, sometimes we just just decide, hey, I'm gonna get ready and we're just gonna go get some shots done. So it's sporadic. It doesn't really. We don't have like a plan every single time.
Do you
Wow.
script it though, like according to the song, or you just kind of like make it up as you go to like piece it together?
Yeah, well, yeah, we definitely come up with a plan, a storyline, before we start filming, and then we work from there as we progress into the video.
Well, we actually have a tape that we will show in just a moment, but your last, not your last video, the one, Therabin.
Mhm.
That video, the story, the beautiful young tiny baby, she was just perfect in that video. And I have to say, even though I know she's in Canada, you're here in New York, there was so you guys made it so believable. It's almost like she was walking close to you, and the story and everything came together so well that I'm actually excited, and I'm hoping that maybe you can do a video for me one day. I mean, I can't sing; I'll lip sync or something, but
I
I have
will
one of
definitely.
those
I will.
videos.
I
So
would be
wait, are you
more than
saying
happy to
that
do that.
one was in Canada and one was in New York? Because you guys
Yeah,
got me fooled here. Like, no, I
Yes.
thought it
yeah.
was
So
like,
that video, Yankee did her part, with her videographer, and she sent it to us, and I did my part, and then my daughter pieced it together, and we made it into what it is right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the type of work that we're talking about, that you just don't think. Now, you did miss one thing. You said that you're thinking how you can put that video, where you're going to go, scenery and all that. You're also thinking location, because you're a real estate agent, so
Oh yeah, absolutely,
location,
absolutely.
scenery, you got all these things happening with you. But
Yeah.
first, let's take a quick look at what happens behind the scenes, really. You want to tell us what it is, Kelsey?
Well,
I mean,
a lot
we'll
does
let it,
happen.
we'll play it, and then we'll let you think
Discuss.
about it.
That
Yeah,
sounds
because
good. Let's do
I
that.
mean, I can see it's very serious. It's man, it's mind blowing. So I'll show the viewers, let them decide for themselves how tough a job it is.
Yes.
Move over a little bit. To that side. Yeah. Stay right there. The clouds look so nice.
Did it start in time?
Yep.
Let me start now.
Where? Are you serious?
That's oh man.
Oh,
Those
oh
are the
boy.
outtakes. Yeah.
That's reality.
We're laughing.
Yeah.
That's
A lot
awesome. Did you guys-
happened there. A lot happened there. If you guys want, I can go over a few things that happened on some of those.
We're listening.
Yeah.
A lot of explaining.
So one of the one in Canada, we weren't supposed to be parking where we parked,
Right.
and so we parked and we were shooting the video, and then the cops were coming. So
Oh,
so then the guy was like, police, police, and then we had to cut. The one with the three bikes, the drone was backing up, and my beautiful daughter was operating the drone, and she crashed my drone for the
oh,
first time. So that's what happened on that part.
oh.
So and then there were some deleted scenes as well with the train. I was standing on the train track, and the train was I didn't know it was the Amtrak that was coming, because those things are fast. And it came so fast I had to, like, jump off the
Well, you still had your Sharrock pose going though.
Yeah,
You kind of did. You
still
kind of did your thing. Like maybe you're
yeah.
welcome in the train. I don't
Kudos
know.
to you, man. Kudos.
I just got one thing though. Since you're a biker guy and I'm a biker guy, I'm building a new bike, and
Yes.
I'm buying a new toy also. So next time you decide you come up with this crazy video that you're gonna do, we're gonna have to put these bikes in there.
George, I gotta get that toy that you're talking about, because you did show me that.
You
I
seen
have
that
to
thing,
get
right?
that in my video. You let me know when you get that. All right,
I'm going to Fort Myers Saturday to test ride it and check it out.
that sounds good.
I'm going to check it out. It's awesome. Next, so when the next song coming out, we're gonna do a summer for next summer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now,
Go ahead, Sham.
George won't only provide you with the toys. George
Huh?
will also provide you with jewelry, right,
Yeah,
George?
I'm a jeweler. I do many things like we all do, but my main focus is jewelry from 9 till 6 in the afternoon, and
Okay.
then I do like you. I do a little bit of real estate, and then I love bikes.
Nice, nice.
So,
That sounds good, man.
Yeah,
George, you are a man of many trades, man. So,
I have this new job that I'm studying, but I can't say it now because I'm not done yet.
all
I'm
right.
still in school.
We're gonna look
As if
for,
know what I'm talking about.
Yes, you're very talented, George.
yes.
No, I lost. I lost.
Chelsea, with the last time you were here, you had just released To Say Naraz.
Yep.
You released Tirabin right after.
Yep.
Please, I am dying to hear you sing that.
You want me to sing one or both of them?
Both of them, if you can.
All right,
Have a
sure.
few minutes, so please, when you're ready.
Short verses. We're close
Yeah.
on close on
Yes,
time here.
closer.
All right, no problem. Let me pull up the instrumental here.
While Tauseef is doing that, for anyone who is watching right now, for the viewers, you have a chance to win 2 tickets tonight to Firefest Lounge, November 27th. They will be having a great show there at the location. It will be GI and Prince JP. So very exciting event, and you have a chance to win 2 tickets. So if you guessed earlier who our mystery co-host was going to be, you probably won, and there are many other opportunities to win other prizes coming up. One of them is an edible arrangement. So look out for that, and then we will also be announcing our show for next week. So look out for that as well. Tausif, whenever you're ready.
All right, I got some effects going on here. Let me know if the sound is good, okay?
तुझसे नाराज नहीं जिंदगी हैरान हूँ मैं हो हैरान हूँ मैं तेरे मासूम सवालों से परेशान हूँ मैं हो परेशान हूँ मैं तुझसे नाराज नहीं जिंदगी हैरान हूँ मैं ओ हैरान हूँ जीने के लिए सोचा ही नहीं दर्द संभालने होंगे जीने के लिए सोचा ही नहीं दर्द संभालने होंगे मुस्कुराए तो मुस्कुराने के कर्ज उतारने होंगे मुस्कुराओ कभी तो लगता है जैसे होठों पे कर्ज रखा है तुझसे नाराज नहीं जिंदगी हैरान हूँ मैं ओ हैरान हूँ
Wow, that's what I'm
Nice.
talking about. I know
Thank you so
George
much.
probably doesn't even remember this song, but I know he's feeling the vibes right now. The Shah Rukh
Yeah,
Khan
yeah.
song.
You don't have to remember George. It's there
How about
again.
you, Asif? What are you? I mean, you've seen many Shah Rukh Khan movies. You were forced to watch them, but however, you have seen them. What do you? How do you feel right now listening to Tauseef?
Well, Tauseef himself, he's an amazing artist. And we've seen him so many times live now. It's like I look forward to seeing Tauseef wherever we go.
But it's
So,
it's for
but
me it's
and-
ironic.
But the way he pieced together that song with the beat and everything, it's I'm not the biggest fan of that kind of music, but I love that song. I genuinely do love that song.
Thank
The
you.
way you put it together, I can listen to it over and over. The beat is sick, and the way you lace the track, it's perfect.
Thank you so much. I gotta give kudos to my the producer for that music as well, Avinash Rupchan from Shakti Strings. He did a phenomenal job on the music.
Perfect.
All right, so you guys ready for the other one?
Sure.
All right.
While you're getting that ready, I do want to acknowledge DJ Fest. We are having a toy drive December 4th. It's inside Caribbean Island. Tauseef, Saman Ali, Diraj, and many more will be there. I will be there as well. Mr. Ali here will be there. George Bash will be there, and we will have a great time. So please join us. Again, the date is December 4th. Toy drive. And I think Tauseef
bring your
will
rap,
having a dance off as well, right?
bring your rap toys.
We'll see, Shamiza.
All right.
ओरे पिया मैं तो तेरे लिए सोरा तुझ जिते जावे तू ओते जावे दिल दस की मैं करूं जो तू रुस जानिए दिल ये टूट जानिए तेरे संग संग राह सारी कट जानिए मान है ना मेरा कहना मेरी अखियों से हो न कभी दूर ना तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा तोड़ना तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा तोड़ना सब चढ़ जाए तू ना मैनू छोड़ना तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा तोड़ना तेरे संग संग रह के मैं रंग जाऊं तेरे रंग तेरे नींद से ख्वाब मैं अपना जोड़ लूं तेरे साथ न हो तो चार कदम ना चल पाऊं तेरी राह पे अपनी मोड़ दूं ओ जग भूल जाए मुझे तुम नहीं बोलना, तेरे संग जीना मेरा, तेरे संग गलना सच्ची चाहतों का होता कोई मोलना। तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा दौड़ना, तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा दौड़ना। सब चढ़ जाए भूला मैनू छोड़ना, तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा दौड़ना।
Wow.
Nice.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank you
You
guys so much.
see a lot of hearts and
Yes.
fire logos. It's like
Thank you
it's
to
on
all our
fire.
That was
viewers.
the word. Fire. What is it? Fire. What was it?
Fire.
Fire. Yeah.
Thank you guys
Fire.
so much. I know it's mostly for Tauseef. So, Tauseef, what do you want to say to all our viewers? Everyone's just watching you now. What do you want to say to them?
I just want to say thank you guys so much. The love and support is phenomenal. It's so huge. I just want to say thank you guys so much for always supporting me and supporting what I do, my music. We have, there's always those people that always support me. There's so many names to mention. So I just want to say thank you to every single one of you for always supporting me.
Tauseef,
One love.
we actually over a little bit. So since we're already over, you might as well. Your top five supporters that you want to mention right now. Top five.
Oh boy.
In no
It-
order.
so
Your wife, your daughter.
yeah, yeah. As if you
It's
you
like
took
putting
you
you
took
out
it
there, right?
you took it off my mouth there. So yeah, my wife, my kids, my parents, and just to mention a few names: Anthony Prasad, Sonia Chandini, Shariza Muhammad from Trinidad, Sharmila. Um, I think I went over five there, right?
We're not counting. We start counting it after
So
five.
it's so much to mention. And just before we go, I do want to mention my sponsors from my recent music as well. DJ Al from Underground Sounds,
Yeah.
Faisal, Barber Faisal, and Nati Barbershop. I just want to say a huge thank you to you guys for being my sponsors for my music video. For making it happen. Thank you. I really appreciate everything.
I do want to say a special thank you to Ryan, known as DJ Fess. Uh,
Yes,
since meeting him a few months ago and getting to know him, you and I can both testify to what a great human being he is. He is willing to help, he's willing to be uncomfortable to get things done, to make people, show up and glow. So,
absolutely. And because you mentioned Ryan, I was gonna mention I don't know if you were gonna ask me or what, but I do want to mention that Ryan Jeffrey, aka DJ Fess, is now my manager.
yes, I
Um,
mentioned that in the
yeah,
beginning.
yep. So I'm honored to be under his management, and as you said, he's an amazing individual, very humble, very down to earth, and there is no one better to be managing me than Ryan Jeffrey.
Absolutely. And I can tell that he's going to give you the opportunities that you probably dream of or never dream of. And he will take you to places beyond your wildest dreams. So thank
Yep.
you, Ryan. I also want to acknowledge that he took me, from doing this show just recently, and made me a part of his show recently, 2 weeks ago, which you were part of as well.
Yes.
And
Yep.
from there, I was able to, from going to that beautiful restaurant and seeing there, I was then chosen to go to a bigger event at Amazura.
Yep.
And the difference between the two is just really crazy.
Oh
And
yeah.
I am truly honored to be given this opportunity. And I do want to thank Priya, who was the um, promoter for that show, and Ryan. These guys have been doing amazing things here in our community for our local artists, and I thank them.
Absolutely. I'm with you on that, Shamiza.
Yes. So, with that said, guys, we do have to come to an end. I hate to do it. Next week, we have an exciting show for you. So stay tuned so you can find out more about that. But George, I want to say a special thank you for being here this evening. Great questions to the minister. I want to thank my second co-host, Mr. Ali, for joining us as a mystery co-host tonight. He will no longer be a mystery, so next time he joins us, he will be a co-host with us, already a veteran in this, because he thinks it's kind of simple, right?
Like Shamiz, I'm making my way up. You know, restaurant one week, Amazur the next.
Ryan, if you are listening to him right now, if you want to manage him, just let me know. I'll make things happen.
I get a cut too. I got to get a cut.
You guys won't regret
Hit,
it.
hit me up, Brian. Give me a call.
Yeah.
We'll
You
talk.
know, I got one thing. Tauseef, a lot of people is watching us, and they hear all these success. So, is there any word to give that one person that's trying out there and they're having a hard time? Maybe you could say like a word that give them that uplift, so they probably could accomplish what they want to do.
That's a great question, George. I'm glad you asked that question. And the key word in your question is try. You have to keep trying. Don't give up on your dreams. If you have a dream, if you have a talent that you want to get out there, uh, try to reach out to different people, like for example Shamiza, Ryan, George, Asif. Try to reach out to different people who can help you. Just keep on trying, and eventually you will definitely have some sort of success.
Yeah, and that's for anywhere, the people that are watching us in Guyana, maybe there's somebody in Guyana that they want to bring out something, but go talk to someone. I figure they bring it out, they go talk to someone, ask someone, let someone help you, because sometimes we think we know it all, but we don't. I don't think we know it all. So we do need some help. So they should go out
Yeah,
and
and the
ask.
thing is, you don't have to go straight to like a big high-end person. You can go to like a regular person, like a regular person who you never know might have a lot of ties, might know a lot of people that are in the higher ranks that could be able to help you. So because it's very tough to get a hold of people that are in the higher ranks. So you have to find a way to bridge the gap. You have to find a way to find that chain of communication from that person to the higher person, if that makes sense.
Very true. And your words are definitely touching a lot of our viewers right now. They're definitely hearing you. Real talk is what I'm hearing, and I truly believe in it. Guys, we are way over our time, but I want to thank you guys for being here this evening. And Tausif, I look forward to many more nights with you, chatting with you, and getting to hear your music and your Shah Rukh Khan vibes. Um,
Absolutely.
so keep up the great work, Tausif. Good night to you for now.
Thank you,
And
Shamiza. Thank you, Asif. Thank you, George. I'll
Take
see you
care.
guys when I see you.
All
yes,
right.
All right, Joseph.
absolutely.
Keep rocking on, man.
Take care.
No problem.
Yeah.
Good night to you, George. I will see you
Hi.
soon.
Okay, no problem.
Tonight, I have learned that it's not our journey that defines us, but the way we navigate through the turns, the detours, the bumps, the potholes. These are the things that makes us stronger. I would like to thank my guests, my co-hosts, my sponsors, and you, the viewers, for joining us tonight. Until next time, be exceptional, be the navigator of your own story. Goodbye.